Hey guys, welcome to Neighborhood Picks. Like and subscribe. I have a great little piece that I want to do. I think this year's awards are the most interesting that they've been in many, many years. And here's why. You have two skilled position players that are non-quarterbacks, and Jonathan Taylor and Cooper Kupp, that are having such special, tremendous seasons that it reminds me of a time around 2004, 2005. It's the only time I can remember it in football. I remember going into a spot with all jerseys because I always collected jerseys. And I remember looking up on the wall and it says, choose your MVP. There was co-MVPs of the National Football League. And I believe it was '04 or I believe it was '05. And there was two jerseys up of the MVPs of the season that year. And one was number 18, blue for the Colts, Peyton Manning. And the other MVP that year, the co-MVP, was Steve Aaron McNair. And I ended up getting the blue Aaron McNair jersey. Rest in peace to Steve McNair. So that leads me to think about this season. Now, for MVP, see now there's MVPs and then there's Offensive Players of the Year. So we know Tom Brady is leading the league in touchdown passes and yards. So Brady's leading that, and Rodgers is leading the NFL in the quarterback rating, the QBR. So let's see. Now, if we give an MVP to a quarterback, you got 4,500 yards by Brady, 37 touchdowns, 11 picks, nice rating. Rodgers, let's see Rodgers. Rodgers is he's got 110 QBR rating, and he's got 3,600, almost 3,700 yards, 33 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. Holy shit. Okay, so let's assume that somebody's gonna get screwed unless they do co-MVPs and co-offensive players of the year twice. Someone's gonna get screwed. Okay, you got Rodgers and Brady in the front runners for MVP. Not really to me, because I believe that Taylor and Kupp should also be considered for MVP. But in this situation, since you have those stats that I just mentioned with the quarterbacks, let's say one of them is the front runner for MVP. Well, you can't give the other quarterback the Offensive Player of the Year. That's out of the question. So if you do give one of those quarterbacks the Player of the Year, here's what you got. MVP, here's what you got. Jonathan Taylor has 1,626 yards. He's got 17 touchdowns right now, 2 games left. He can get to 2,000, but it doesn't seem likely. So now, if Taylor ends up with 1,900 yards, something like that, 20, 21 touchdowns, that's ridiculous, right? But you might not be able to make him the Offensive Player of the Year because Cooper Kupp, let me explain to you something. The Triple Crown of receivers, when you win the Triple Crown in receivers, it's yards, touchdowns, and catches. Now, 3 guys in the history of the NFL have ever won the Triple Crown of receiving in a season. Jerry Rice, Sterling Sharp, Shannon's brother, who was awesome until he had a career-ending neck injury, and Steve Smith, who was one of the most competitive, greatest receivers that we've ever seen. So Cooper Kupp has 132 catches right now. He's got 1,734 yards right now. And he's got 14 touchdowns. So now, you might have Cooper Kupp finish with between 1,900 and 2,000. Now, let's say one of them gets to 2 Gs. That might be the breaker. That guy might be the Offensive Player of the Year. But let's say Taylor ends up with 1,900, 20 touchdowns. Cooper Kupp ends up with 1,950, 1,980, 18 touchdowns, 17 touchdowns. In my opinion, this season, the right thing to do is to bet co-MVPs. Now, I don't know how that will work out on DraftKings. If you take one guy to be the MVP and they make co-MVPs, I guess you would win both bets. So I might bet 2 guys for that because I believe if Brady or Rodgers separate themselves to be the MVP, you have to split the Offensive Player of the Year this season. Give it to Jonathan Taylor and Cooper Kupp, especially if Kupp wins that Triple Crown. They got him way low, but I don't think there's that much of a difference. So that's what I think about that. And I think the next 2 weeks are going to be a big part of that. And then as far as a little gambling, just a little side note, three teams I want to make you guys all watch out for. The Dallas Cowboys. Everybody hates Dallas so much. They're 12-3 against the spread this year. That's really hard to ignore. And two teams actually. And the other one, Detroit Lions. Detroit is 10-5 against the spread this year, and that's alarming considering how bad they suck with their record in real life. So, also, before I end up, I want to give a farewell and a rest in peace to Coach Madden. John Madden passed away yesterday at 85 years old, and Coach Madden was a staple of my childhood growing up. I remember being 12 years old, sleepovers, Madden football, Sega Genesis even. I can remember actually playing with the Cowboys when Aikman was the quarterback and Emmitt Smith and Michael Irvin. And then some of my friends would use the Eagles because Randall Cunningham was fast and good. And then I can remember being in high school in the 90s, and I can remember playing with Steve Young on the 49ers, Terrell Owens as a receiver, J.J. Stokes. You remember the rosters Madden all your life. I can remember being pissed when Elway retired because we all liked playing with Denver. But then you still had TD, and you had Sharp, and you had Rod Smith. Oh my God, the memories I'm getting. But they had Greasy and no Elway. So, and then I remember the Greatest Show on Turf with Madden. And then 2000s came along and Madden, and Michael Vick came around. And Michael Vick, everybody started taking, we had a couple cheapy friends that we would play Madden tournaments. They would take Atlanta only and run all over with Michael Vick because he was so fast. You could almost circle and get out of it. And just over the years. But alongside with the Madden, the video game, Madden was the best announcer ever. He simplified the game. He made it a must watch. He was a every man's man. He was relatable. You know, he wasn't afraid to be himself. And I'm big on authenticity. He was fun. You know, he jumped through the screen at you. He was animated. He wasn't afraid to tell you how crazy a guy was. Or boom, he would get into it, and the energy levels would go up. And Madden just uplifted everybody, and he did so much for the game and the sport of football, from coach to broadcaster. And then his video games took on a life of its own. But John Madden will be missed, especially from guys like me and my generation and older. And we remember him with Pat Summerall broadcasting all those games. That's like a memory in my life that's a staple. Like, you think of certain things, you think of NBA on NBC with Jordan on Sunday afternoons, triple headers. You think of football coming up, John Madden, Pat Summerall on the broadcast booth. You know, Yankees, you think of Steinbrenner, you think of, everything makes you think of a time and a place, and Madden is a lifetime in many different angles for all of us. So rest in peace to John Madden. We'll miss you. And everybody check out that special when it comes out. I don't know if it came out or if it's coming out this weekend, but there's a big Madden special, and they're celebrating his life. So ironically, it's coincidentally, they're celebrating him at the same time that he just passed away. But I encourage everybody to check that out. But so these are just a few things I wanted to talk about with the Offensive Player of the Year, the MVPs, what's going on coming up with the week, and just my salute and farewell to John Madden. So guys, Neighborhood Picks, like and subscribe. That live stream's coming Sunday. That live stream's coming hard Sunday. Super Bowl. I made the Super Bowl in my 2 leagues. Hope you guys did too. I'll see you in the live stream, but we'll be doing stuff all the time. This channel is a baby, and we're just getting started. So thanks again to everybody getting me started. We're almost at 250 subscribers. We're over 1,000 hours. The first quarter's in the books, and now we're ready to attack and finish this game. And heads will roll because we're coming for everybody. And I love the team that I'm working with. And you guys keep coming in, join the team, the community, and we're just gonna keep having fun. Peace.